episode of Unfiltered Friday. It's me, Richard, your host, yours truly. Oh, down to the fucking wire. It's Unfiltered Thursday night, mofos. Unfiltered Friday, wherever you are, or by the time this comes out. Because if I have to be honest with you, I had a rough day. Really fucking rough day. Um, Mentally, just bad. I don't know how to explain it. I just didn't feel well, didn't feel great, felt off. And the weird thing was, I woke up and my whoop told me, you canceled your sleep debt. And I had a green recovery. First green recovery in 15 days. And canceled my sleep debt. Like I should be Lucky Leprechaun like those fucking green shoes over there that took me through the Mammoth March last year, right? Should be fucking jumping up and clicking my heels, bitch. Magically delicious. Mofo. I'm a little OCD and I'm struggling over here. If you're, uh, yeah, make sure I'm watching. If you're watching, so yeah, get a little drink of water here. I was munching on these Warhead Extreme Sour drops before as I was setting up because, like I said initially, this wasn't going to happen or it was going to happen differently. Um, hmm, where do I start? Let's start with last Friday. So, last Friday, my aunt, however you say it, uh, I don't even know the Mexican one. Tia? Yeah, maybe? Yeah. Hmm. Somebody check me on that. Anywho, um, my dad said I saw my dad Saturday before I went out and saw David. Um, One of the gentlemen that we fellowship with, help out, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, he's kind of like he and Buck are kind of really like the first official people of the business. Nobody should die alone. And speaking of, I think I made a post in IG. Now I can't like comment till October 23rd, so there's probably a word with probably. Oh, now I can maybe make comments. Um, yeah, like maybe that word triggers, but it's not meant in that context. So maybe nobody should leave this earth alone. How about that? Companionless people, maybe. People who don't have a lot of companions, people who don't have families. So yeah, so it started last Friday. He had fish, and Saturday I'm going to pick up whatever he wants me to take to David. Usually there's some food and different things for him and the dog, and I don't know what else. Um, but we go out there, or when I was visiting my dad, he has eczema, and so he thought he had like a flare up, and he's like, "Can I have a shellfish allergy?" Or I don't know if you classify catfish as shellfish, freshwater. Uh, yeah, I can imagine what Northerners think, or people on the coast. Probably like, what the fuck is a catfish? And is it shellfish? What is it considered? Seafood? Not really. I don't know. Um, but yeah, your body can develop an allergy at any time. And I always tell the story of seeing a lady who took lisinopril for 12 years, and She looked like she should have been in National Geographic, like those people who put the plates in their lips. Like her face was so swollen. And, growing up asthmatic, not being able to breathe is a huge issue. And so seeing that, you're like, holy fuck, I take that. I should stop. And I did and asked for something different. And I can't remember what it was. Let's turn on a little fragrance, a little cinnamon. Yeah, there we go. If you're listening, I didn't call on Cinnamon the stripper. I just turned on Cinnamon the candle. Me and my wife's not listening, so yeah. Um, but where were we? Oh yeah. So he breaks out a little bit. He's kind of red. My thighs are sore. Um, if you see me massaging them, if you're a watcher, I'm also wearing the Batin Death March 2016. Drank half a bottle of Jameson the night before and did 26.2. Yes, sir. I'm a little bit of a psycho. I don't recommend it. And I think there's a snapshot of me eating. That was the year Spam had these little Spam bites that were like kind of cubed, cured Spam that you ate like right out of the package. And I chose that as my fat source. Although, yeah, I was at my heaviest then. I was in the 200s. I don't drank half of it, the Jameson. Other than just being a psychopath, yeah, overweight and did it. Well, nightmare when I think about it. It's like, bruh, was in way better shape the first time in her 20s. 30s, fucking hot mess. We did Mammoth in February in our 40s. Maybe I am thinking we're going to do Mammoth again this year. So, I think Andrew already signed up for it. I think my fucking toe still hasn't healed. The toenail is just now fucking growing back. Yeah, just so I can jack it up again. Be all like Cam Haynes and whatnot. So anyway, the he asked if he could have a shellfish allergy. Why is he broken out? Is it eczema? He feels nauseated. Could it be bad fish? You know, you always hear about seafood allergies or bad fish or bad this, bad that. But my dad is often sick to his stomach. So I go to David's and all that and come home late. He's like, text me when you get home. I texted him and everything's fine. I get up Sunday, do morning routine, and then typically I am going to probably go see my dad and deliver, depending on when and where I turn on and what time it is. Um, if it's open or not, but I don't even remember what time this was. Probably around noon or slightly after. But he, I'm getting ready to deliver, and mm, the neighbor calls my wife because my wife does a lot of cleaning and helping in there, taking people on errands, people who don't drive. Um, and she has a lot of people's numbers because, yeah, they all know her. And so, yeah, she's super, she's super helpful like that. And they call and they're like, EMS is at your dad's, yada, yada, yada. I call my dad. He doesn't pick up, figure out where he's going. I figure if EMS is taking him, then it's that bad. Therefore, I just go straight to his house, pack a bag, make sure like he's got a phone, a charger, underwear, socks, some sweatpants because it was supposed to actually. It got cool for a little bit. It was chilly, a couple mornings. Then go to the hospital, go to the ER, and um, he ended up getting admitted. He did not want to be admitted, but he couldn't see. His face was. Mm. So, yeah, my dad is in the medical field, what they would call like a poor historian, you could say. And like piecing this all together, you know, through, he's in a C spine, so he fell. We gathered this much. Why? The first story was he was going to fill his coffee pot, his Keurig, with gallon water because we put bottled water in the Keurig. I think it makes the Keurig last longer. Um, but my dad blows them up. They all fucking. I don't know how he's gone through so many. I think there's electrical problems. And we're going to get to other problems. Actually, he fell. I busted my ass last week there, or 2 weeks ago. My wife fell, and I haven't given her enough attention or enough love or acknowledgement for that because I've been in a. Mm. But I think the place, I said, maybe they built that place on sacred Indian burial ground or something because let me tell you, or maybe somebody died in there that was evil because a whole lot of falling going on. Yeah. So I guess he drops the water jug on his. Oh, the sockets. He's blown up so many Keurigs. I was like, haunted. Something's wrong. They built it, messed up. Might just be poor ass construction. Because, too, now he's got leaks like coming in. And there's this lady. She's like, oh, hmm. How do you say it nicely? Mm, I would need Shane Gillis for this one. But, you know. Ah, how about this? A fucking mouth breather. And if you don't know what a mouth breather is, let me explain. Not a person who breathes through their mouth while they're sleeping, but a mouth breather is just that person who's like if you're watching, it's just open mouth, dumbfounded look, fucking sucking up all the oxygen for people who are trying to do something with their fucking life. They're the person in the middle of the shopping cart aisle, like just looking at the selection. They have no fucking clue what they're even looking at. The person who takes up, two spaces, um, because they're, yeah, just so fucking unaware. If it takes you a long ass time because you're on your phone when you should be like looking at the light to press the fucking gas so we can go and get this fucking show on the road. You know? Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Unaware. Just fucking clueless, unaware of how your actions impact everyone else because you just la-di-da-di fucking do through life with probably no goals or aspirations. You're a fucking mouth breather. Don't be a mouth breather. So, it like leaks. There's a leak somewhere in the corner and his plants. He's got plants and she's trying to be helpful by watering them. But she like the other day I got out and I'm like, she's like, oh sorry, the whole porch is like kind of super wet because I was watering the plants, and now I got to go in and track in wetness, possibility of slipping. You know, I thought the other fucking day, come to think of it, when I fell a couple of weeks ago, I sat there and I thought, like, oh, maybe like they have automatic fucking sprinklers. Um, I don't think so. I'm gonna have to check. Or was it, you know, the mouth breather system out watering early? Hmm. Hmm. Feel targeted. Targeting people. I am Latino, a wetback. We're gonna spray down some water and make them fucking slip. Fucking wetback. Yeah. Hmm. I did get huh, I fucking went back that day. At least I didn't. Actually, no, I think I did. I stained those shorts. They're at my fucking dad's. That is, yeah. Those are some of my favorite baby blue shorts too. Grass stains. Damn it. I remember when I was at my dad's packing his bag, I was like, hey, those are my shorts. Because I feel like I've been missing some clothes lately. And when I was like, those are my shorts. And I like turn them around and they're all stained. And I go, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. So my dad drops a gallon of water. That was a long circle. Drops a gallon of water on his foot. I think he bends over and like hit his head on the counter, like trying to get the water, which he knows he's not supposed to bend over. But every time he drops something, like even in front of me, I'm like, don't stop. Like it's a habit, like natural inclination to bend over. But and we put reachers like right next to him, like right next to the oven, fridge, corner, Keurig area. So I said, I guess he goes and lays down, and then he gets up because he's waiting for football to start because it's Sunday. And uh, fell. His walker was out of place. His shoes were out of place. So he fell, hit the wall, something, and um, had Alexa call like the fire department. I guess he fell and was trapped under his arm, but he had a seizure. And I was thinking, he had been vomiting, and that's I said something, and he said he had vomited Saturday too. And he's like, when he told me, text me when you get home. I texted him. I'm like, well, you didn't say anything about vomiting. He's like, well, I don't tell you everything. And it's like, even though he was going to ask me, he said that if he threw his meds up within X amount of minutes, should he take more meds? Well, this had all started like Friday evening. So then you got probably a Friday evening dose, maybe probably a lunch dose and a dinner dose because he probably has to keep his morning meds, some of them. Um, but essentially, he threw up his seizure medicine, a lot of it, because his levels were super low. Yeah. So I knew he was going to stay. He needed to stay. And yeah, everything just runs at a different rate. And it gets off of routine. I'm off of routine. Ugh, I'm tired. I've been out late every night, like some delivering, some seeing my dad. One night, like I left late. It was like 10:30, almost 11, and I just stayed at his house and had my wife bring stuff because I keep a dose of one of my medicines in my bag, my go bag, with luckily some melatonin, some Benadryl, Tylenol, you know, necessities. But I keep a spare must have medicine for there and me. Which reminds me, I need to put another must have in there. Um, but it's really, I can go a while without it. Um, hmm, I can maybe get off of it. Blood pressure. Yeah, it's been pretty good. But yeah, I don't need a stroke out. Not with all the fucking. So yeah, Sunday. This all happened Sunday. I left the hospital late, came home, and then it's been there every day, different times, doing different things. Also, taking helping out other people that we help out. Like I said, we've kind of been doing this thing all along. It's just time to make it official and um, start attracting more clients. But yeah, I'm still here. I'm still showing up, just like I did Batan. Fat, overweight, half a bottle of JMO. You guys are gonna get your Unfiltered Friday, even if I had a bad fucking week. Bad fucking day. I was gonna kind of record at my dad's, and I had my wife. She was out this neck of the woods. Had her stop by and get a stand, but I was in a funk. I was like, I'm taking my medicine bag, and it'll give me a chance to take some stuff home. Because my dad's still in the hospital, and he may get out for a day or two, or may go straight to like a rehab facility, which I think will be best. And if so, we'll be staying more there. But um, my deliveries were kind of doo doo. I made $2 for 1 hour, and this one delivery was, oh, the maps just don't get it right all the time, but we figured it out. So thank you, whoever you were. I said, just drop a pin, and I'll be there and forget Uber's directions. But speaking of, I delivered yesterday, and somebody said completely they didn't get their order completely. I'm like, bull fucking shit. I deliver every order. Now, there was one on a road, and it sounds, I would say the name of the road, but I don't want to give away exactly. Um, but sounds kind of like somebody in that Idaho murder trial person. But I looked for one. I don't think that one was even it either because I looked for everybody who tipped, and there was one that didn't tip. But that wasn't the one that I really thought was. But there was a threeplex, and you had the three mailboxes, and the way it looked set up was the garage and then the door and kind of walkway to the door. Um, and I'm pretty sure I picked the right door to garage ratio. Only the person didn't have their light on, and I'm like, it's weird. Why wouldn't you leave your light on for the Uber driver? The house next door looked like it had a light on, but it was a whole different house. Had a whole different garage. I was in front of the garage of the address, but if you were the smaller little part of the sandwich cookie in between the two big cookies in this little threeplex, maybe you don't leave the light on for the Uber driver. I don't know. But the other person, I handed them their stuff. It was like I had two Whataburger orders back to back, and I handed it to them and called out fucking Whataburger. Like, there is this fucking nobody's ever at the counter anywhere anymore. I'll tell you the worst crumble cookie. Man, I've delivered twice from there today. You got one person like putting the stuff in the stuff, and then like one person taking orders, and like a bunch of little kids in the background. I have no idea what they're doing, giggling, laughing on their phone, piping icing trays. It's like there's seven people waiting for shit. How about two people be boxing up shit? Like it cannot be that hard to read a screen, put the shit in the box, put the toppings on it, and call the name. Come on, crumble. Oh, looks good, but man, mm-mm. Yeah, but nobody is ever at the counter, and I remember. I want to say I was at a Taco Bell, like picking up one time, waiting on an order, and like an older person wanted to order, and the person at the register said that they needed to use the kiosk, the electronic order thing. Like, he's like, but like you're here, like, can't you just fucking take my order? Oh, yeah, it's bananas. McDonald's, I've seen kind of instances of that. Taco Bell for sure. Whataburger. Everybody, I mean, if you're gonna do that, then you got to go to a place like Jason's Deli. They always got somebody taking orders. Or if you're building anything, where you walk down one of those lines where it goes to two people, like Piata, Subway, Jersey Mike's, which I had. Oh, mofo. Ugh. Mm. Part of the story. I didn't think I partially thought I might end up back here. I didn't know if I was going to be here and record. And I've been in a funk all day. But I stopped by my dad's. I grabbed some of my shit. And lo and behold, my deliveries brought me exactly towards my house. And I was like, $2 for 1 hour. And the second delivery wasn't all that in a bag of chips. It was a nice scenic drive, listening to a good podcast at least. And, you know, took a shower and debated doing this. But yeah, I was listening to some Ian Bick in the shower, and the guy who plays cello and for death row inmates. His son committed suicide 5 years ago. He said, very good episode. And he talked about like how some people were like, how could you do that? Like they deserve nothing. He's like, well, they're like humans, kind of the way I feel. Like there's a lot of differences, but like at the end, you're just very raw, clear. Mm. Yeah, and that's why I had to be here. It's been a rough week. I'm tired, super tired. Hopefully, I'll get sleep. I'm in my own bed. Miss my wife. I wish she were in the bed with me. I'm slowly getting in a better mood, but man, the funk ate up a good part of my day. It's exhausting. Hmm. Goose fraba. But yeah, this time of year also I was taking care of Buck and there was hospitals and all that kind of stuff and now it's my dad in the hospital. It's like and then helping out somebody tomorrow. But yeah, it's good. I'm happy to help. I can see where my efforts go. They're not muddied. I know the person appreciates it. Baby in Jersey Mike's the other day, which I had Jersey Mike's like 2 days in a row. And it's because my deliveries were kind of taking me somewhere. My dad didn't, he had ate hospital food, but he wanted something. So I brought him like Philly cheesesteak puff things from Little Caesars. And I was like, I haven't had Jersey Mike's in forever. So I downloaded the app, signed in. I was like, I love their cherry pepper spread. I go in, they're selling it by the jar. And I'm like, yes, score. Because I used to order Cento brand cherry pepper spread off Amazon, 2 packs. I hadn't had it in a while. But yes, I have a jar. I bought a jar. The sandwich was delicious. And number 13 with cherry pepper spread. I don't do the mayo and red onion tomatoes though. But another one is get the cherry pepper spread, diced up when you get the Philly. Yeah. Pro tip. Tell them men of the house saying it. So, yeah. I polished that off while I was visiting my father. And then the next day, I helped the gentleman out and we were going to do some extra stuff. And he decided not to. And he was telling me he had dated a girl from Subway. He goes, well, yeah, but I stopped eating there when Jersey Mike's came to town because he's from New York and it started in New Jersey. So he's like, it's popular up there. And he's like, he was going to get it. And he's like, you want something? I'm like, yeah, you could pay me in Jersey Mike's today. We didn't really do much. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, just buy me a sandwich. So I would get the mini. So I just bought the regular and which is two smaller ones. And that way I could share with my father if he wanted some. He didn't. So I had extra left over. And, but when I sort of picked out some of the stuff like I could bring home, because my wife had to stop and pick up stuff to bring because we've been staying at his house every day, like waiting to see if he's coming home. And it's closer, and then there's school functions and this and that, the other. But yeah, so it afforded me bring some stuff home, which makes some room. Because that was one day I came in, and God bless my wife. She is lovely and gets almost everything. um, and I think I even said like an intention of, I know she'll miss something, and I'll try not to be upset because it wasn't perfect. And she did miss one thing because she didn't pay attention to detail, and that's a big thing. We're like, hey, but I'm a whole different level. You got to realize 17 in the military, OCD, was in the A&M Corps Cadets briefly before dropping out of that and joining the Navy. I just did not want to do school. But either way, attention to detail is very big. Listen to the words I say. I'm not telling them for my fucking health. Okay? So I had to come out and make a trip to get what she forgot, but it did afford me like a 40-minute nap, which was nice. And then when I left, I got an order that was towards a liquor store, and my first time at this one. And oh, they had samples of Crown Royal. Is a Canadian whiskey like pecan pie. Delicious. Samples. And they go, we're in the South. Sure, sweetie, take one for the road. Like, I put that under, like, I keep good things are always happening to me. Yeah, that definitely went on that list. Because later on that night, when I stopped to get gas, had a place to toss the trash, a little Scooby snack, was on point. So even though it's been a rough week, it's been full of little highlight. There have been some grateful moments. Um, Finding veteran parking, grateful when that happens. Usually, if I go later, it's usually packed during the day. Um, I actually went and walked in the park one day. No, that was 2 day. One day, but one day I walked at his house because it's been touch and go. Like we didn't know if he's coming home. Is he not? What's really going on? Like there's got to be a reason he's nauseated, and I keep telling him it's like the fastest way out is to do what they say. But he had a AAA too, so you know there's complications. I'm sure that's a serious thing to have. His blood pressure fluctuates, and yeah. But all I know is he wants to grow up to see like Sophie graduate and stuff like that. And I said, well, I weaponize it. You say that, then kind of do what they say. I'm going to put all of our faith in Western medicine, but yeah, don't be hard headed. For him, it, yeah, his issues, if they are, I mean, he's got Parkinson's, all that. Um, he's a fall risk. So leaving too soon Yeah, it just puts further potential down the road that you're going to fall again. Then you break a hip. Then you're there longer. Then you're exactly where you didn't want to be for even longer because you didn't listen, because you were hard headed. Man, I don't know what episode this is. I think it's going to be 171. If you look on Apple, it's going to say like there's only 85 episodes. There's double that because there's 2 years under subscription under Buzzsprouts. You can find that in the link tree. It's $5. You get all the Unfiltered Fridays, Caregiving Chronicles, My Story. Um, I haven't left Unfiltered Friday up a whole week this week, but I'm gonna let it roll. Then put them back both Monday. But yeah, there's $5 worth at least. So if you want to hear all the other stuff, it's no, yeah, it's is equally as raw, but there's a lot of stuff on there. But as I grow and evolve, and this goes in different directions, I think there's things that will always stay men of the house theme related as it relates to fatherhood, self care, and mental health. Um, Navigating the chaos of everyday fucking life. I mean, this has been a week. If I had my old corporate job, I wouldn't be able to be there like I have been. My wife wouldn't be able to. My daughter went up there to visit. I don't. I'm trying to get comfortable without like I imagine if Chase Hughes were watching, like reading body language, is like, oh, he's insecure about something. He's covering his. He's protecting. Actually, I'm protective of my family. Yeah, that's what it is. Definitely, 100%. So yeah, if I didn't have the flexibility, my wife didn't have the flexibility. Anything could happen. He's at a AAA. So sometimes it's like managing a child that can talk and act out, who's also an adult and your father. Um, but there's the reality part of it. It could happen. Anything could happen. He's in his 70s. I mean, look at average life expectancy and then comorbidities. And man, the medical field seems to be, you know, the lady told me like they had two like MAs for 54 patients. So how many? They probably had maybe five. I bet. I wonder how many nurses, how many patients are given each nurse? Probably five, 4 to 5 patients. I'm guessing on like a neuro floor. I don't know. So 5 nurses, one tech, so 2 techs for 54. So probably 5 nurses for 50 patients. I don't know. I just know 2 techs for we would have like and a tech for about 9 rooms with 3 nurses. And so, I was there. I witnessed it. I mean, he's like, he's gonna piss himself. He doesn't really like using the urinal, but if he had to shit, he'd have to shit himself because they took so fucking long. Or if I help him up, then the bed alarm goes off, and then you gotta unplug the IV pole, roll that thing, and you know, the first night he was like fucking Neanderthal missing a chromosome. Like I told him, like stop the bed alarm. They like they're like, "Oh, as long as somebody's with you." Well, you're my son, you're with me. I'm like, they mean a medical professional, motherfucker. You know, technically I have some credentials. I am slightly a medical professional, but these people need to get paid to what they're doing. I'm not going to do their work for them. I'll put it to you that way. How about that? However, I did feel when she was like, "Oh, you got two texts for 50 patients or 54 patients or whatever." I'm like, "Man, yeah, that's a lot." So, like the second day, I did turn off the thing and take him to the restroom, and the nurse was thankful and saw that it was capable. And I don't know. Yeah, no. When they're in the hospital, I would like the medical professionals to be the one providing the care. That's what they get paid to do. Um, I did not go to school to do their job. I do not want the liability. Um, I already have to deal with that. Not there. Okay. So, yeah, do your thing. But, yeah, goose brava. It's been a long one. This is life. We're all going to get a dose of it. So, strap in. Hope you can be laughing at the end of it like I am. When you look back at it, you just have to. What are you going to do? Just got to do it, right? Like Nike. But this is the business I kind of choose to be in. Um, if I would do it for a stranger, why wouldn't I do it for my father? But, it's just different when it's your father. Yeah, it eats up a lot of bandwidth. Like it's 23:08. Man, we'll see if this gets out at midnight or when. I have to get it, airdrop it to the laptop. Maybe I can get it uploaded. Maybe I won't put a big description. I'll just put Richard talks about shit. That's perfectly SEO, chat GPT generated SEO title and podcast description. Richard talks about a week of life, what it's like when you're caregiving for your father. How about that? When you're caregiving for a family member versus a stranger. Is it closer? Is it not? How do you manage? Um, like I said, I'm grateful that what we do gives us this freedom. Oh, and I did have a guy like ride my ass and honk his horn, and we pull up to the light, and I stopped short because I could go like a poontang. But I stopped and rolled the window down, and he rolled his window down, and I was like, "Hey, you're honking at me." I go, "Do I have a tail light out or something?" He's like, "No, asshole. The speed limit's 40, not fucking 30, 35. Like you're driving too fucking slow." And I'm like, you're driving like by the university. There's, and I'm an Uber driver. Like yeah, checking a trip, man. I have trouble seeing in the dark. And when you pull through the campus zone, it's one of those that has a crosswalk to a university, like apartments, and yeah, whatever, dude. Act like it. uh, I think of how things could have gone. I think even a month ago, me, Rich, might have reacted different. I'm actually proud of myself. I said thank you, and I drove off. It could have went horribly bad for him and me too. My wife wouldn't benefit. My daughter, my dad, Ash, Lax, Chris, the world, even those of you who haven't heard me yet. Has there been more good than bad? That's what I'm trying to think. I think I was probably wearing Scotty B's Just Be shirt when that dude was honking at me and yelling at me. So thank you. That would have been so epic. Oh my God. I could just hear him being like in his voice saying, man, what's up? Peace. Thank you. Because I did. I kind of approached it that way. You were honking at me. Were you trying to alert me that I had a tail light out? No, motherfucker, you're driving too slow. Well, thank you. Peace. Peace be with you. Oh, that sounds like a good way to end the show. You know what? Even I surprise myself sometimes. So, on that note, till next week, go out and be the person that you